All right, what's going on, everyone? Back in Hogwarts, we're just going to be checking out this area over here. We're kind of close to Hogsmeade. I might go over there just to kind of show you a little bit of the performance difference, but for the most part, the game runs way better outside of Hogsmeade. You do spend a lot of time there, though, so we're going to check it out. Right now, I have the metrics on the left, of course, and then top right, I have added render latency. So that first number is your RLAT, which is your render latency. That is the time it takes from the frame being ready to it being shown, which is part of the broader latency, PCL, which is post-compute latency. That's that second number that you see, so it's going to be higher. But I just wanted to kind of start including both of those in these tests just to show you overall latency in the render latency as well as PCL. So that's what that's about up there. All right, so yeah, let's just keep on going. We're on DLAA right now, low settings. We've got the override for DLSS 4.5. So as we go through this, we will start to see the new presets come into play. And 89 FPS here on low, so let's just keep on going up. We don't need to be too elaborate right here because it's going to probably run everything just fine up to probably ultra. So right here on medium, we are looking like 76 FPS. 80 FPS. That render latency has come down to about 22 milliseconds. PCL is sitting at 52. All right, so right here, obviously this is perfectly fine for a game like this. You don't need a lot of super high refresh rate. This is more of an adventure, single player title, so you don't really need to have that super snappy controls, but it's just good to know what you're getting into. All right, so right here, let's just keep on going. We obviously don't need to do any upscaling at this moment, so let's just keep on going and see what all we can expect. If we go up a little bit, let's go for a little bit of a swim. Come on over here, let's go around and get out of this water. All right, there we go. Okay, cool. So can I fly yet? That is the main question. Yes, I can. Cool. All right, so let's fly around. Sweet. All right, so this will give us a little bit of traversal. All right, so let's come over here and see where is Hogsmeade, because that's where I'm not wanting to get too far away from here. Let's go up here. Let's see where we're at. All right, so jump into here. Looks like I just need to travel this way and I'll be good. All right, so yeah, we are at 90, 88 FPS here, so everything does look like we are hanging in there as far as FPS goes. Overall performance looks good. As I come down here, it's obviously going to dip down. You got more stuff that you're loading in, so that makes sense. So let's jump over here and go to that very next level on up to, let's see, where are we? Medium. Let's go to the high preset. Everything looks good here. No ray tracing. This is pretty straightforward. Everything just low, medium, high, ultra. But very, very easy to test. So that's kind of nice. All right, so let's come on down here and see what all we can expect if we jump into some of these areas that are a little less traveled. So we're looking about 69 FPS here. So that looks pretty nice. Just going to make sure that I am going where I need to go. I rarely fly on these tests, but I really wanted to do it this time because you spend a lot of time in the air, especially once you get the broom and start to do some upgrades. So let's go ahead and hop down here. Let me see where I'm at. Let's jump over here and make sure that we're not getting too terribly far. All right, so I just need to make sure that stay where I need to test at here. Okay, there we go. Let's go over here. There's a big old castle. Let's go over here. I've never gotten used to the controls on this broom. They feel so unintuitive to me. It's crazy. I usually mod it out, but I didn't do that now because I don't want to affect the test. But yeah, the broom controls are just wildly odd feeling. So all right, let's go over here. Let's jump on over into Hogsmeade. All right, yeah, hop down here. All right, so once we go into here, we are going to notice a little bit of a dip. So we're still on high, so 57. So we've lost our 60 FPS right here just by simply going into Hogsmeade. Let's go ultra here and see what we can expect. I mean, we're not getting hit too terribly hard, but you notice that there are a lot of traversal stutters, and that is more of a CPU thing. Mainly just the simple overload of NPCs in this area are kind of at fault for those traversal stutters. You're just really calculating a lot of stuff right now. It's not simply graphical. There's a lot of logic going on here. So Let's just go on up to that very next level. So let's go to settings and jump over here and go to that ultra. All right, so we're going to check out ultra here. We're not doing any upscaling right now. I just kind of want to see how much of a dip we get. So right here, we're still at about 50. Yeah, so we might get high 40s even over here in this area. Not ideal, especially with these stutters, man. This area is so intensive on your CPU. It's crazy. All right, so yeah, we are looking like high 50s here. So let's go ahead and do an upscale because we're hitting 40s on these traversal stutters. It's not great. So we can help things out a little bit by making just the overall graphics a little bit easier to run here. So still on DLAA, let's jump down in here and go to upscale type. I clicked the wrong thing. So upscale type DLSS, right? Okay, let's go to quality. All right, so let's go ahead and head back. Looks fantastic. I mean, there's just no real problem with upscaling now on an NVIDIA card. It just looks so good. But as you can see, Hogsmeade is still quite rough. I mean, your performance has gone up, but your stutters are still there. It's just those traversal stutters are just something that is part of this area in this game. And unfortunately, I've just not found a setting that even comes close to making it smooth. And once you put ray tracing in it, forget it. I mean, it just really falls apart. I played the whole game pretty much with no ray tracing, just not because of the overall performance, like your straight FPS, you know, but just the jankiness of it all was terrible. But yeah, we're still looking good here. So we're in the 70s here. I'm going to get out of Hogsmeade and just do a little bit more testing in kind of a real world scenario. Let's just get out of here, get a little bit more performance back. So we're in the 70s now. That frame time graph should smooth on out here soon. I hope it does pretty quick. So yeah, okay, so now we're up in the high 70s. The stutters are pretty much gone. We have a lot more just overall smoothness. So 72 FPS here, 73. Hop on the broom, shoot across here. All right, so let's jump over into this area, follow this road maybe, and see what all we can do there. So, all right, so 75 FPS here and 74. So yeah, we're looking good. VRAM allocations at 9.9. Of course, this card has 12 gigs on it, so we're okay. We're looking okay. You know, I haven't done ray tracing yet, so we'll see. Let's go into balanced and see what we can do there. We're not doing any frame generation either. So let's go ahead and just shoot across this water here and jump over into the castle area. I'm trying to give you guys like a pretty good swath of different areas to not be so boring. After you've seen my Last of Us Part 2 video yesterday, you probably want something a little bit more exciting. That was very, very technical, I guess. So hopefully this is a little bit better. But yeah, we are looking like 79 FPS, 80. So we're looking good over here. I mean, this is fine. We're getting some more stutters though. It's like this game is just so sensitive to any sort of logic on your CPU. I mean, if you're around a bunch of NPCs, it's gonna stutter. It just so happens that that area, Hogsmeade, is just full of NPCs. So right here we're looking okay, 74. VRAM's looking okay. Everything seems to be doing fine. So let's jump into a little bit more of the upscaling here that we can explore. So let's jump over into it and come down here. Let's check out performance. So performance has gotten a little bit of an upgrade. That is kind of where the 4.5 has started to stretch its legs a little bit. We're definitely a little bit softer than balanced or quality, but it still looks really good. You're at 85, 86 FPS, no frame gen. So, you know, not having to utilize any of that at all right now. So let's come over here and just see what we can expect. All right. It's not going to let me fly. Oh, it will. Okay, cool. But yeah, we are looking about 85 FPS. Let's come down here. I'm on the broom just to like go a little faster, put a little bit more stress on things. There goes that. I cannot use this broom. I cannot stand the controls on this thing. It's like opposite what it should be. But yeah, we're looking like 90 FPS here. so that's good. All right, let's shoot across here. I don't want to be just around this castle the whole time. Come on. There we go. All right, so 73, 71, 79. Okay, cool. All right, so let's jump over and do a little bit of exploration when it comes to that next level of upscaling. Let me get to the right page here. All right, so yeah, so Ultra Performance has gotten quite an upgrade. It should switch over to the L preset. I'm going to go up to a 0.8 sharpness just to give it a little bit more help as far as clarity goes, but on the L preset, it looks fantastic compared to any other Ultra Performance setting I have ever seen. I mean, things in the distance are not blurry. Things are nice and sharp. I mean, it looks just as good as I would probably say Performance did on DLSS 4. I mean, it really does give you quite a bit of you know, usability back in your card. It's kind of almost like a little bit of a free update in a way. So let's come over here and see what we can expect in the worst running area of the game. Let's come over here and just kind of drop in. Yep, it's not going to let me. There we go. All right, so swim across here. So we're in the 90s. So just keep that in mind. We're in the 90s. And let's see what happens when we go into Stutterville over here. All right, so we are looking like drop down into the 70s. It's trying to catch itself back up, though. All right, so 85 FPS here, and stutters are still there. They're not quite as bad to me. They still feel a little bit more like you know, not quite as smooth as I would like. But again, I haven't really gotten into the main area of the town yet. Let me come over here and do that. So yeah, we're at 83 FPS. Using about 8.3 gigs of VRAM on this upscaling model, which is nice. You know, that's another thing is, you know, 12 gigabytes used to make people a little bit nervous, but if you have Ultra Performance that looks this good, it kind of makes the 12 gigabytes not as you know, big of a deal, because when you upscale, you're going to get a lot of that back. So it looks really good, though. I mean, down here in Ultra Performance, you know, I could say that you could play it this way entirely. It looks that good. So, you know, what I want to do now is just kick on a little bit of that not frame generation, of ray tracing, and just kind of go through this again and see what all we can expect. So I'm going to kick that on now, and just for time's sake, I'm going to enable the shadows, ambient occlusion, and reflections. We're going to leave it all on ultra just to see. And then I'm going to restart, and then I'll be right back. All right, so here we are back with ray tracing basically maxed out on Ultra Performance. And as you can see, it's rough. I mean, we are at 34, 32 FPS here. And yeah, yikes. Yeah, we are definitely spilling over on our VRAM. Ray tracing on this game is terrible. It is just not implemented in a very good way at all. Now, I do have it maxed out, so in all fairness, you know, this is all pretty much to the wall. Let's come in here. Ultra Performance, though, I mean, like, come on. It's just rough. All right, so we're going to go to, we're going to kick on Reflex, just turn Reflex on, just to see if that, you know, we're going to need some latency help here. So that gives us 41, 36. I mean, it looks good. Like, I like the puddles and stuff like that. Like, they look nice. But yeah, it is just way too taxing on this whole system. And this is this card is not a slouch. I mean, it's a freaking 5070. But Ultra Performance here on L, you know, it does look a little bit better. So what I want to do now is come into here and just back off of this ray tracing a little bit. Your shadows are not going to have near as much of a performance hit as something like reflections. So we're just going to drop the reflections down to low and apply it. So we're going to keep them intact. We're just going to see what performance that gives us back. So still really nothing. I mean, yeah, it's just rough. I mean, the implementation, going from ray tracing ultra to ray tracing low on your reflections should have a noticeable difference, but it's just the simple fact that ray tracing is on. that turns this game into a stuttery mess, and they have just never fixed ray tracing. It looks good, but it's just not worth it in my opinion. I mean, you shouldn't have to. You should be running a lot better than this on ultra performance easily. So what I want to do now is just kind of bottom everything else out back to low. This is a little less scientific than I like to be, but you know, we're just trying to see what we can do as far as getting it to at least have ray tracing implemented to some degree without completely annihilating your performance. I mean, that gave us not that much. I mean, you would want to see a little bit more than that, but to be fair, we are over here in Hogsmeade, and that does run worse. So let's at least leave this area, see if we can maintain 60 FPS and a decent latency in the remainder of the game. All right, so let's hop on our broom here. Oops, I'm probably going to kill myself. Yep, I did. Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button because I've been playing Last of Us and did not use the right run button. All right, let's go back. We are back with a restart. All right, probably not a bad idea anyway, so let's just keep on going and see what we can expect as far as everything goes when it comes to at least a little bit of ray tracing. That's what it was. I hit my broom, but it's not an area where I can use my broom, so I just threw myself off a cliff. That's great. All right, so yeah, we are at 76 FPS over here. So as you can see, it definitely picks up performance-wise once you leave Stutterville. But geez, I wish it was better. Because, you know, using ray tracing is cool and all, but not whenever it just cripples your frame rate. Yeah, we are right here on low settings. Might not be able to go much higher than that. Let's check out everything here with just a little bit of frame gen and see if that, you know, maybe works a little bit of a miracle for us. But as far as the, let's see, what is this? All right, let's go 2x. As far as the, God, I got to restart. I'll be right back. All right, so here we are with the following settings here. I took an opportunity to make myself not look as neon as well. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we are looking like ultra performance. Frame gen is on 2x. We got reflex on, which is fine. We got frame gen, so that'll work. All this junk is off down here. So let's come over here and check out ultra with ray tracing all on low. So this is what it looks like. You know, you kind of want frame generation to have a pretty nice PCL to, you know, jump away from to start with. But right now our PCL is not too bad. I mean, with that reflex on, it's about 50 milliseconds, which is typically a pretty decent PCL for a game like this, you know, something that's more single player focused. All right, so right here we're at 109, 114 FPS. There are still stutters, obviously, and that's just part of this area, but you know, it is a lot better than I have seen on other models. Ultra Performance is doing a lot of the lifting for us here, but if we leave here, let's just get out of Stutterville there and see what we can expect in some other little bit more areas that you spend more time in this game. You do spend a lot of time in the more open areas that are a little bit more stable, a little easier to run. PCL looks good though. I mean, 51 milliseconds, that ain't bad for 2x. And your RLAT, your render latency, is right there at 15 milliseconds as well. So that's pretty good. All right, so yeah, we're looking like 109 FPS here. So if we want to get a little bit more clarity back, not that Ultra Performance looks bad at all, let's go up to quality with a 2x frame gen on and ray tracing on low. Going to ultra ray tracing is just something in the game that is just inherently broken. Your render latency, 26 milliseconds, that's decent, but your PCL still in the 50s, which is nice. You're at 87 FPS, and you're on quality here. So your preset is K, so it's a very, very crisp preset. And yeah, it looks really good. Have a little bit of traversal stutters. There's a big one right there. but it's not as bad as like in the town. And to be honest, this out here is ray tracing. I mean, this is why I just played the whole game with it off. There was no fix for it. And I downloaded many different tweaks and mods trying to fix it. Nothing really got rid of it. I think it was called Ascendio 3, 2, something like that. But it's a mod that is supposed to address this. It does a little, but it's not. It's still not that great. So, you know, ray tracing is pretty and all, but when it's not implemented in a clean way, it can ruin your experience, which is unfortunately what is going on in this game. So yeah, we're at 93 FPS here on 2X. Let's go to some of the other upscaling models with 2X enabled. So let's come over here and go to quality and change that over to balanced. So this is balanced with a 2X frame gen. And that gives you a little bit more performance here. So I'm just trying to see if it smooths out at all. It feels a bit smoother, not near as it's not hanging up like it was on quality. So this might be a viable setting. As I say that, it hangs up. Yeah, see, it's just, man, ray tracing in this game. I really want to use it, but it's just not something you can use. I mean, unless you want to play with just stutters constantly like this. So that kind of, you know, sucks, because I was hoping that the new DLSS 4.5, especially on those new presets, would help out the ray tracing a little bit, but it's still just not that great. As you know, as you can see, we are on the complete low ray trace settings, and it's still just not doing it for us. But I can come into here and let's just turn off, let's see, let's turn off ambient occlusion. Let's just see if what is causing it of the ray tracing suite here. So let's see if we get any better performance here without ambient occlusion, because that's kind of a broader setting anyway. So let's see here. I don't want to speak too soon, so I'm just giving it some time and seeing if this smooths it out at all. Still it's still hanging up. I call these hitches, you know, where it just kind of like it won't quite keep up, and that's just kind of what I'm feeling still. So let's jump over here and turn off the reflections and see if that helps us out at all. Come out here. This is a very different style of test than what I normally do, just because I'm running into some issues with the performance on some of these. So let's leave shadows on, and it's not necessarily low, medium, high that I've found. It's just the simple fact that it is on. All right, so yeah, it looks like shadows, maybe. Let me see. I'm just giving it some time because I don't want to speak too soon. Let's see here. Let's go into here. Let's go ahead and just hop up here and get out of here. All right, let's go. See if we can get it to stutter or break or anything like that. Let's go over to, I don't want to go to the castle. Let's go over here. But yeah, I mean, it's still kind of stuttery, unfortunately. I just don't think that you're going to be able to use ray tracing in this game without having performance issues, which really sucks, because honestly, like, it's beautiful. I've seen side-by-sides and even tested out myself in the past, and ray tracing in this game just, it really does look good, but it is a performance disaster. I just hate using it. Yeah, it's still stuttering. All right, so I'm going to kill the ray tracing real quick so we can just kind of keep going. But yeah, ray tracing unfortunately just does not work. I'm going to do a restart and I'll be right back. All right, so we are back in it. We do not have ray tracing enabled, so we are going to have a much smoother experience. This is typically a setting that I would play on here. I believe I played most of this title like this with a 2x frame gen and just quality upscaling, and it ran just fine. So the most important thing is just you're just going to have to give up ray tracing unless you just want the most stuttery experience, which sucks. But right here we're just going to run through some more of these frame generation settings. I do have to do restarts between each frame generation setting, so I'm going to do that now. Now we can kind of see you're about 117, a little over 100 FPS here. But now once we go into a little bit more populated area, Of course, you're going to see a little bit of a decrease here, but the stutters have started to kind of come back in. It's just part of, unfortunately, this area, but they're not near as bad as in the actual town of Hogsmeade. So let's jump on our broom here and just kind of run around. So yeah, we're right here at 118, almost 120 FPS in the least populated areas. Now, of course, once you go into some of the more city environments with NPCs, it's obviously going to have a negative effect on your performance. But I'm going to do a 3x and a 4x right here at quality, and then maybe explore some of the really high refresh settings that you can achieve with this. As long as you just leave ray tracing out of it, you'll be all right. So I'm going to jump over and do that now, and I'll be right back. I've actually changed my mind just to avoid as many restarts. We're just going to kick it down to balance with 2x here, and then we'll go on to the remainder of it. So right here at 2x, you're at about 130 FPS here. Your PCL's under 50 by a good margin. You're at 38 milliseconds with your render latency right at 20 milliseconds or so, so that's pretty good. Little bit of jitteriness here, nothing too terribly bad. This game is just unfortunately not the smoothest, but it's not that bad outside of your really demanding areas with a lot of NPCs. But yeah, right here at balance, you're looking pretty good on 2x as far as just overall frame rate. As you traverse, though, you do still have some stutters, which sucks. This isn't even really in Hogsmeade, but let's go ahead and grab some cash. But yeah, you can kind of expect it to run about this well most of the game. But of course, Hogsmeade is going to be different. As you kind of probably heard me say a few times now, it's just where, unfortunately, it's just where the game breaks apart is in Hogsmeade, and especially with ray tracing. If you don't have ray tracing, it can be a minimally jittery experience. But as you can see here, we are getting some stutters. All right, so right here at 153. Oh man, the steering on this broom is just awful. I used to use a mod to fix that, but I don't have it loaded right now. But yeah, we are looking like 130 FPS here. So let's go down to performance and try that. So let's see here. Let's go to our settings here. Let me get to it. All right, so this is performance. This is going to kick us over to the another preset here. I think this is M. Yep, there you go. So there's M. And that gives you right at, let's see if I can do a little fighting here. There we go. Very cool. Nice. Get you some action in here. Not near as boring whenever actually fighting. Let's go ahead. There we go. Broke that. All right, come on. There we are. Sweet. Very nice. So those effects load in pretty well. You can see it's not much trouble at all. So yeah, we're looking about 140 FPS here. So let's just keep on jumping over to some more of these settings here. Let's get a read on ultra performance with that L model with a 2x, just to make sure that we cover it. All right, so let's come into here and go ultra performance. Sweet. All right, so let's see here. We've got a PCL of 38, which is awesome. Ultra performance is just game changing. I mean, this looks so good that if you were to put it in front of me a month ago, I would have said you're definitely playing on like balanced or performance, just visually speaking. I mean, it looks awesome. So yeah, I mean, your latency is super. God, this steering is so bad. Your latency is, very, very acceptable, and you have over 150 FPS here. We're up in the clouds, so it's gonna be different in different areas, of course. But yeah, right here 181. So I'm just kind of getting you guys a little bit more area, showing you some traversal as things load in. I believe that's what's causing those snags. But once you get settled in an area, it doesn't do it as bad. So yeah, we're still dealing with it years later, but I think that I think that we're not really going to get an update that fixes it, unfortunately. This is kind of like, I think they kind of consider this done at this point. But yeah, we're looking pretty good here, 163. Let's jump down here and see what we can expect. Go up a little bit. All right, so let's see, go into our settings here. Ultra looks good, and this is at a 2x frame gen. So if you wanted to see kind of what the highest level of performance you could expect, you could go ultra performance and then a 4x frame gen. So I'm going to do a restart real quick, and then I'll jump back into it and show you kind of like what the max, what everything looks like on a 4x frame gen, and then we'll be back into it. All right, so here we are, still on ultra performance, and we've got a 4x frame gen, and your PCL is still at 37 milliseconds. You're looking pretty good there. So yeah, right under 40 on your PCL. So honestly, this is not a bad way to play it at all. If you really want to hit like 240 hertz or something like that, that's the monitor that I have. So you could come in here and just do a frame cap in the settings, and you would have a very tear-free experience that would match your refresh rate perfectly. So you know, if you're really on a high refresh panel, this wouldn't be a bad setting at all either. So let's just jump over now that we've kind of, oh my god, this stupid broom. Oh my god, this is just like the worst decision they made of how this thing controls. But yeah, we are looking like 152 FPS here. All right, so I'm just gonna hop down, see if I can do anything over here. Who's over here? See if I got anybody I could mess up. Let's see. No, nobody down there. Let's see, who's this guy? Is somebody? No, that's a nice guy. I don't want to attack him. All right, so let's just keep on rolling through it. All right, yeah, so we've got this on ultra performance is kind of like best case scenario on ultra preset. So here we go. So let's keep it on 4x and just kind of work our way back up. This is going to be performance DLSS. It's going to kick back over to that M preset and gives you about 137 FPS here with a latency of about 48 milliseconds. All right, so let's see here if I can do anything with this guy. There we go. Very, very sweet. Come on. Oh, man. I need some more,
Incendio. Repulsor. Accio. Protego.
Come on.
Incendio.
There we go.
Repulsor.
All right, let's get out of here. I don't really want to get too far into this. Come on. Let's get on the broom and go. Come on, here we go. Oh god, this stupid broom. All right, get out of here. All right, yeah, so we are looking like 215 FPS here, and looking good as far as your response time and everything goes. I mean, this new preset is just amazing. I cannot get over how good it all looks. It's just like, it's crazy. The DLSS journey that we've been on since it was first introduced on the 20 series. I mean, it looked pretty rough, but dang, it looks good now. They have really, you know, and at the end of the day, if it, you know, has to do upscaling and all that stuff, it gives you better performance and it still looks good, that's fine with me. I don't really cast much shade on the upscaling thing, because you know, I want to play at 4K. I want to play at 8K if I can one day, you know, whenever we get there. If it looks better, why not? You know, if it's accessible and affordable, I want it to just keep going and getting better and better. So let's just keep on going here and check out balanced on 4X. As you can see here, I've got a lot of things going on, getting myself confused. All right, so right here, let's go to balanced. So this is balanced 4X. And let's just keep on going here. It gives you about 200 FPS with a PCL of 40, mid 40s or so down here. Of course, I'm in the forest, so it's going to run a little bit better depending on where you're at. But let's get down here. I don't really want to get too far into like dueling wizards and all that stuff yet. So let's just keep on going here. So let's jump down here so we can get the frames to give us a little bit better Reed here. All right, I don't want to mess with him. Let's just keep going. Let's just go. Let's go. All right, so yeah, we're at 205 FPS here, and yeah, it looks pretty good. So we can just keep on going up to potentially what do we got next? Quality. Yeah, let's check out quality. So a quality upscale on 4X. If the PCL holds, that's not a bad way to play either. So if we can hold on to a decent latency, then of course it's not going to be bad at all. So our latency is still in the 50s, which is really good. We're not even using boost, we're just using regular reflex. So right here you got 180 FPS, which is just phenomenal. That's so good. And you know, it's not laggy at all. It feels really nice. Your render latency is 20 milliseconds, and your PCL is in the 40s, at least over here in this part. You know, I'm trying to give you guys a lot more environmental changes because you spend a lot of time in areas like this just as much, if not more, than the more populated cities and whatnot. So yeah, so I'm going to give you guys a 3X run through. I just want to kind of start with 4X to give you like a pretty good idea of what the max you know, kind of settings would look like, what you can expect on like high refresh. So I'm going to drop down to 3X, then we'll run through it again, and then we'll wrap up. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, so here we are back at it. On 3X, we got quality enabled, and we are looking pretty good as well. 187, 188 FPS, and of course, our latency is nice and under control. That reflex really does a really good job keeping your PCL down. Render latency's hovering right there at 20 milliseconds, so that's good as well. So let's just keep on going here. Let's go through another round of upscaling, so you guys can get you guys can understand, you know, what you're getting into here. All right, so this is going to be balanced on 3X, and this is a pretty good setting for people who are targeting a refresh rate that isn't 240. Maybe you are looking at 144, something like that. And you don't really need all that frame generation, so you can afford to do a little bit more quality in that case. So yeah, let's go ahead and knock that guy out. Bonked him. There we go. Alright, let's just keep rolling through it. We got some people following me. Where are they at? No, not up there. I guess they're not going to follow me. Alright, so yeah, let's just keep going. All right, yeah, we've got preset K here, balance. So let's jump down to performance and go with that. All right, let's see here. Still keeping it on ultra. It hangs just fine on ultra. And you really don't have any issues with your VRAM until you start to frame generate, or until you start to use that ray reconstruction and all that, or not ray reconstruction, ray tracing. All right, let's see here. Get out of here. Man, they're everywhere. All right, get out of here. Come on. Go.
Incendio. Accio. Incendio.
Get out of here, get out of here. All right. All right, let's just keep on rolling. Yeah, where's he at? All right, there we go. All right, little exchange there. That was fun. All right, let's jump on our broom and head up. See you later. All right, so yeah, here we go. Let's go with 180 FPS here. So let's just keep on going. Let's go down one more. I believe we still need to cover, is it ultra performance? Yeah, ultra performance on 3X. All right, so this is ultra performance on 3X, and let's get back into it here. This is all going to be very playable. It's just going to be dependent upon like what your refresh target is and stuff like that. So, you know, this is another example of you could get to like 180 and then cap it, and you'd be fine. But yeah, we're looking at preset L giving us really nice visuals. Man, ultra performance just looks incredible now. It's so good. Yeah, you're at 42 milliseconds, and your render latency is right around that 20 that it's been for a long time here. But yeah, you're at 200 FPS, at least in this area over here. So that's going to wrap it up for me. I hope this has been informative and that you have got something out of it. If you're brand new here, please consider subscribing. If you're not new here, of course, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate all the support. And yeah, until next time in the next video, we will see you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.